Hey everyone, Dr. Elijah here. And, every now and then I get different questions, different questions about what it is that I do, what it is that I talk about, the different topics that come up when I'm talking with clients or when I'm talking with different individuals that I serve. And one of the most prevalent questions that comes up is, what is this depth psychology thing that you always talk about? And if you've ever been in a group with me, if you've ever spoken with me, you know that that is my specialty. I am a doctor of depth psychology. And getting down to the basics of what depth psychology is, the real essence of it is it's the study of the unconscious. We're aware of our conscious selves most of the time. We're aware of our conscious selves. We're aware of what's sitting right here in front of us. We're aware of mostly, what behaviors we're engaging in. But the stuff that we're not aware of is the why. We're not aware of the why. We're not aware of the deeper aspects as to why we do what we do. And for some of us, we may be content with that. We may be able to walk around the world and say, yeah, I just do things. I just do things and I just engage with life, and that's the way it is. But when we start to notice other patterns, when we start to notice, why is it I'm always telling myself this story? Or why is it I always end up in a relationship like this? Why is it that, this connection with my parents always comes up? Or why is it that this connection with, this type of narrative always comes up? That's where depth psychology helps. That's where depth psychology helps us kind of dive into, who have we built ourselves to be on a deeper level? How do we relate to these different things that we may call complexes that have shaped our world, that have shaped our life? How do we dig into some of these, these mythologies that we've created about ourselves? We do that naturally as human beings. We connect to like a personal mythology, whether we realize that or not. We all, in some way, kind of envision ourselves as the hero of our own story. So when we do that, we build up characters, we build up settings, and we kind of paint that picture. So the question becomes, is that story still serving us? Is that story still serving us? Or is this a story that's, now this story's kind of taken some twists and turns that I hadn't predicted, or this story's taken some twists and turns that maybe I didn't want to head down that pathway, or go down that back alley, or whatever. I maybe that's not where I wanted to find myself. So maybe I need to do some self-reflection and do some kind of deep diving. Depth psychology helps us to do that. It gets into our unconscious. It gets into the things that we don't see. So that's what I'm here for. Is I'm here to, support people with exploring that. I'm here to support people with, let's dig into some of these things. Let's dig into the symbols and the metaphors that are a part of our life. Let's dig into how we experience different archetypal patterns being like universal patterns in the psyche. How can we find healing? How can we find growth through all these different things that we experience? So that's really the essence of what depth psychology is. There's more to it than that, of course. I can only put so much into a few minutes, but if you're curious about that, I implore you to dive in, to maybe reach out to somebody with, that's versed in some of this, or to even reach out to myself, to dive into what you want to know about yourself, what you want to know about, the shadow self, all of that, all these different parts of who you are. There's so much more to you than you realize. So I encourage everybody to step into that journey. So thank you.